You've had master classes with two of the great divas of our era, Elizabeth Schwarzkopf and Renata Scotto. You are currently rehearsing The Merry Widow in Buenos Aires in a cast including another legend of opera, Frederica von Stade. Please tell us how these women have affected you. Are they role models for you in any way?
Yes, they affected me a lot. I was lucky to take master classes when I was working in the opera house in Switzerland with Elizabeth Schwarzkopf, who was the first to tell me that I was an animal di palcoscenico, an animal of the stage. And she said, you know, I never was able to laugh so easily with the Adele that you do. So stop thinking about Pamina, stop thinking about leader, and be an actress on stage and do Fledermaus and things that can bring happiness to the audiences. Those are one of the things that I keep with me. Renata Scotto, I was lucky to meet her when I was living in Italy in '97, and she helped me with Norina, Don Pasquale, Elisir d'Amor, and Rigoletto, that today you were lucky to see. So I'm really thankful to Renata, who guided me. It's so important that we listen to people who already made it. And Federica, it's nice. The first time that I met her was when I was singing for La Scala. We both were singing in Scala, and I was in the hotel and I heard somebody warming up at 9 o'clock, and I thought it was a joke, and no, it was her doing her warm up and I was doing mine. And something touched me, that after I met her, she told me, God bless you. And I realized how spiritual she was, and that was touching me because I'm spiritual as well.
The mainstay of your repertoire is opera. You have performed Maria from West Side Story, and your first of 3 recordings is called Arias and Liturgical Songs. Do you think of yourself as a crossover artist, and are there any special ways that you study and train to be so versatile?
Well, I was very lucky when I was 17 years old. I thought, what do you want to do in life? And I thought, I want to be on Broadway. I come from South America. I want to be a star in Broadway. I didn't even know what was that. And I thought, Barbara Streisand, Julie Andrews. When I get inside Manhattan School of Music, they said, oh my God, you have an accent for Broadway, but we take you for opera because you speak Italian and you have that temper and you have the voice. Okay, so I started to train myself in the best school I consider, that is Manhattan School of Music in New York. And of course, those 6 years were like, my God, I was opening the school and closing the school. And I keep something that somebody told me, Gabi, when you are not in a practice room, somebody else is. And New York helped me to grow so much. And I realized when I finished Manhattan School that I didn't do musical. Then I moved to Europe. I was in Switzerland. And then I moved to Italy. And I was lucky to be doing a program in TV, and an agent saw me and he said, my God, I'm sure you dance. Do you? Yes. I'm sure you speak Deutsch, German. Do you? Yes. Do you mind taking an aeroplane and going to Salzburg, because they are looking in the opera house to do West Side Story, Maria, with a Mozart orchestra, and I think you will be perfect for that. And I thought, oh my God, I can even use my accent, and I will make my dream reality. So I moved to Salzburg, and they were looking for Maria for 8 months. And after I sang, they said, we close, we have the original Maria here. So that was my first, West Side Story was my first musical in a way, but in a better way. It was in a different level because it was in an opera house with a real orchestra and without mics.
I noticed in your press kit a picture of you teaching young children about breathing techniques and singing. Please tell us about your own educational experience and your thoughts about music education and your work with children in music.
Excellent question. I'm happy that I studied speech therapist, so I did study all the system of the voice. I love kids, and I think when we show the kids how beautiful is music, then we have them in the theater with their parents. And in New York, when I was a student, they said, Gabi, you know what? Please go to all the high schools in Manhattan and teach them breathing. And they gave me that possibility to be teaching in New York for 6 years, breathing to kids. That was so touching. And at the same time, the dean asked me, please do 1 conference each month and teach all the school how is the technique for singing, the breathing, and everything you learn in your university. So for me, it was the best experience because you learn so much when you teach. I'm so happy I was able to combine music with education because that's the future.